I'm Daphne Quay, your Boss Lady Realtor. And today we are going to be going over a question that I have been getting over and over and over. Are home sellers totally doomed in 2022? Since we're going to be talking about homeowners and sellers, the seller's market, leave a comment and let me know what neighborhood you live in and how long you've been there. Also, let me know what are some of the changes that you've seen in the time that you've been living in this neighborhood. Austin and surrounding neighborhoods have been changing so quickly and growing so fast. I really like to hear from locals to see kind of what their experience has been. So please leave a comment. Let me know what neighborhood you're in and how long you have been there. So if you've been keeping an eye on the Austin housing market over the last year, you've seen how absolutely insane and absurd things have gotten. Some people are saying that our market is starting to normalize. Some people are saying that our market is still competitive. And it's like, where do we stand, right? If you're watching this video and you're thinking about selling your home in 2022, you're probably curious, what's the best move going to be for you? So in this video, I'm going to do my best to go over what market conditions were earlier in 2021, what they are doing right now at the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022, and kind of what my projections are for the spring market in 2022 and maybe going into the summer months as well, so you can see what the best move for you might be. Ready? Got a lot of information for you. Let's go. So some backstory. If you watch my videos from earlier in 2021, I have a video called Buying a Home in Austin Very Hard. And that is when the market in Austin started to go absolutely bananas. Typically in our Austin real estate market, we have about 5,500 homes on the market at one time. That can include Austin proper and all surrounding suburbs from as far north as like Crystal Falls, all the way south to San Marcos. So it's a pretty broad span of homes. Honestly speaking, 5,500 homes on the market at one time is actually still pretty low, but that was kind of our normal baseline, and that's what we had been kind of used to working with. And at that point, I still feel like it was pretty manageable and people were still able to get homes with that amount of inventory. What happened in February, March, and April is that our inventory went way down. And I think this was for a couple of reasons. Primarily the media. I think there were a couple of weeks where the inventory in our housing market, and I think everywhere in the country, was really low, and the media jumped all over it, and it scared everybody, and it scared home sellers, so nobody was selling their home. The idea was, there's like no homes on the market, you can sell your home, but where are you going to go? Right? So people were frozen. They're like, well, if we don't have another home to go to, why would we sell ours? There was one point where I was looking at inventory and there were 1,585 homes on the market. That's insane. 1,585 homes, which is like 25% of the normal inventory that we normally have, which is nothing. And we still had the same amount, if not more buyers than we did in 2020. Because of COVID, so many people started working remotely and so many people started moving to Austin from like California, from the East Coast, just from more expensive cities, because they realized that Austin has a higher quality of life and generally speaking, a lower cost of living. So we were seeing such low inventory and demand was still very high. So let's say there was a home listed at that time for like $350,000, right? Just for round numbers. The home would go into multiple offers. It would get anywhere from like 12 to 25 offers on it, and I'm not making this up. And the home would be listed at $350,000, and a lot of times a home would end up selling for like $500,000, if not more, which is $150,000 spike up, which is absolutely insane. So we started seeing all of these homes going in multiple offers and selling for significantly above the asking price, which of course caused home values to rise as well. The weird thing is that in a period of about 2 months, while home prices kept going up, demand did not go down. So prices kept going up and up and up, while we still had low inventory. So that's largely what's responsible for our massive home pricing spike within a period of about 4 to 6 months. Sellers were making out like bandits, even though they had nowhere to go. For instance, I had a client that sold their home in the Bee Cave area, which is west of Austin. We were listed at $830,000 and we ended up selling the home for $920,000 in about 6 hours. I had a realtor call me kind of desperate, and he's like, we will pay whatever your clients want to get this home. My clients need to get a house ASAP. And that's how the market was. Let's fast forward to today, end of 2021, start of 2022. A lot of people are saying that the market is starting to level out. I feel like that's only true in some areas. And I've got some clients that are reaching out. They're like, is this still a good good time to sell? And the answer is that it greatly depends on what part of town you're in and what price range you are in. I'm seeing that if a home is listed in central Austin, so between our like 4 highways that make that rectangle, your home is more likely to sell in multiple offers for above the listing price. However, I'm starting to see homes in like Round Rock, Pflugerville, Leander. I'm starting to see those homes sit on the market for a bit longer. It can be anywhere from a week to about a month, if not a little bit longer. I have a client that was able to buy a really cool house in Round Rock for $5,000 under the asking price. It had been sitting on the market for 34 days and we were able to swoop in there and get him a home. I don't want to say it was like a killer deal, but like it was a decent deal considering that he didn't have to go way above the asking price. I think part of this like silence that we're starting to see in the market comes from 2 things. First of all, it's the time of year. A lot of times people just don't want to buy or sell a home during the holiday season, which is actually a good time to buy a home if you're thinking about buying a home and watching this video. Also, the fact that the market was just so competitive, a lot of home buyers are just like done with it. They're like, nope, this is dumb. I'm going to wait till the market levels out so I actually have a chance of buying a home without having to pay an extra $200,000 out of my pocket. So if you're thinking about selling a home, unless you are located in the middle of Austin and have a really unique, awesome home, this is probably not the best time to sell. If you're in one of the suburbs like Round Rock, Leander, Pflugerville, Manor, I would definitely hold off until the spring market. Which brings me to my next point. People are asking, is the spring of 2022 going to be a good time to sell a home? And in full transparency, I don't 100% know. One of 2 things I think will happen. First of all, a lot of people are speculating that we'll have a repeat of what happened in spring of 2021, which is low inventory, lots of interest, and homes selling for significantly above the asking price. And it will be a very strong seller's market again. The other thing that could happen is that all the sellers are waiting for that to happen and everyone's just holding out until the spring market to put their house on the market. And I'm afraid that we might have an influx of homes. So instead of having extremely low inventory, we'll have kind of a surplus. So let's say our baseline is 5,500 homes. I'm kind of curious if we're not going to be at like the 65 or 7,000 mark for inventory, and then it's going to be geared more towards buyers than it is a seller's market. I don't know that that's actually going to happen. I've been working in real estate in Austin for 9 years, and it's been a seller's market the entire time I've been working. So if it were to be a buyer's market, this would be probably the first time since like 2008, 2009. So we will have to see. I wish I could tell you that 100% this is going to be a really strong seller's market in 2022, but the truth is we're not 100% sure. My feeling is that it will be pretty competitive and it probably will be a good time to sell if we're going by historical records. But I think there's also kind of a small chance that everybody might put their house on the market all at once. But that's realistically probably not going to happen. I just think as a home seller or a home buyer, it's important to have a multifaceted view and know what the realities are of different scenarios. So those are just my thoughts on the selling market. Are home sellers doomed for 2022? No, I don't really think they are. You should still be fine if you want to sell your home in 2022. If you're curious what your home is worth, give me a call, shoot me an email, send me an Instagram DM. I'd love to talk to you and give you some more information and come up with some strategies for a higher bottom line. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I'm Daphne Quay, your Boss Lady Realtor. Till next time.